You can think of every user in TransUnion starts and ends their day using a single pane of glass through the OneTru platform.
Welcome to Technovation. I'm your host, Peter High. My guest today is Venkat Achanta. Venkat is the Executive Vice President and Chief Technology, Data, and Analytics Officer of TransUnion, a global information and insights company that earns roughly $4.5 billion in annual revenue. Venkat took on his role in July of 2023. In the early days of it, he launched a broad initiative to modernize TransUnion's technology infrastructure. He brought together the assets the company built or acquired in recent years to streamline data access and maximize the speed and quality of analytics and the decisions they drive. His team was also involved in the development of a new platform called OneTru, TransUnion's solution enablement platform for managing, governing, analyzing, and delivering data and assets. Ultimately, OneTru is the manifestation of the extensive technology transformation taking place at TransUnion. I look forward to hearing more about all of this through this conversation. Venkat joined TransUnion following the completion of the company's acquisition of Neustar in December of 2021, where he served as the Executive Vice President and Chief Data and Technology Officer. Venkat, welcome to Technovation. It's great to speak with you today.
Thank you, Peter. Great being here.
Wonderful. Well, let's begin with TransUnion, if you don't mind, Venkat. Perhaps provide a little bit more detail as to the business that you're in, if you would.
Yeah, thank you, Peter. TransUnion is a global information and insights company with over 13,000 associates across the globe. We operate in 30 countries. Our business is providing true picture of every consumer across these 30 countries, very regulated information around credit, marketing, and fraud centered by consumer identity. We're, like you said earlier in the introduction, going through a transformation that we're driving. People know us as data and scores, information, predictive scores, credit scores, fraud scores, and marketing and targeting information. But we're building platforms, as you mentioned, and led by technology, an information and analytics company led by technology. So great to be here and great to talk about what we're doing.
I'm looking forward to hearing more, certainly. And let's talk about your role. You have a quite a title, Chief Technology, Data, and Analytics Officer. Describe your purview, if you would.
Yeah, in an information and analytics company, information business, and our technology, led by technology, data, and analytics, I have globally all of the product engineering, platform engineering, information security, and all of the resources that I work across the global technology within the organization, across all of the regions, and also all the data management, data science, data governance. Information is our, it's like being a chief merchant in the company where data is the asset, that is the most proprietary asset that we have and the derived assets that we're building on data science. So our organization is over 7,000 associates, over half of the company are in building great technology, data science, and analytics products across the company, across our credit, marketing, and fraud business lines, and also developing the rich identity around the consumers, online and offline, and across devices, connecting and developing a rich identity sets in each one of the markets we operate.
Remarkable. And I look forward to talking a bit more about some of the innovations that you've introduced, some of which have been enabled through some of the modernization activities that you've undertaken. I mentioned in the introduction your activities modernizing the company's tech infrastructure, for example. Can you talk a bit about what that entailed and the areas of focus, as well as how you've thought about setting a new foundation for the organization upon which you could innovate to a greater degree?
Yeah, before I talk about what we do, Peter, what I'd like to delve a little bit more into is our business itself and what we do. We have tens of thousands of data sources that we collect data from, proprietary data, which is very sensitive consumer data across the ecosystem in multiple regions of the country, which needs to be managed regionally within the country due to the regulations in many countries we operate. And obviously the data analytics value chain, which is connecting and curating the data, governing and securing because of the proprietary nature of the data, has a high bar of governance standards of usage of particular tenants and covenants of the data, of what data elements can be used in which product and in which context. managing all that life cycle of the data, identity resolving and entity resolution of that data, and connecting them into rich profiles across online and offline information. And then obviously deriving and creating a lot of derivative products of the data, including the likes of credit scores that everybody knows, but also fraud scores, the device and, device risk and the fraud risks, and, rich behavioral information and targeting information. So, and delivering these data sets across real time in APIs or event-based information, or, batch and good old batch and delivering via big data. So we manage tens of petabytes of data, very sensitive information across hundreds of products, monetized through hundreds of products that have very complex governance rules. These aspects are the core common components of every business. While the business grew organically a lot, we had a lot of acquisitions along the way. And as you mentioned, I've come through one of the largest acquisitions that TransUnion has ever did, called Neustar, which was acquired for over 3.1 billion in 2021. And as a result of this growth, we have these common capabilities are manifested in over 10 or 20 different stacks, technology stacks. And as you said, we're a $4.5 billion company, but it looks like we might be a $1 billion company or a $200 million company with many technology stacks. One of the true essence of creating these common capabilities into a platform that truly creates a leverage for the capability set and be truly the best at managing, governing, analyzing, creating analytics, and driving the ML models that we are known for in our fraud marketing businesses. Being able to create these thousands of models that we create as products over the petabytes of data, the common capability is we can create leverage by creating a common platform, a thick platform with a very thin products on the top. That is the essence of the transformation that we set out, and to create that one stack to go across the globe and across every product line and standardize them on these core capabilities. A manifestation of this transformation is OneTru, the solution enablement platform that encapsulates this data analytics value chain in this AI era. Being able to manage all of this capability, you can think of every user in TransUnion starts and ends their day using a single pane of glass through the OneTru platform. And across our product lines, 80% of the capabilities are there. So that's the essence of the vision. It's a bold vision. And one of the primary reasons of that vision is our customers are also yearning for these capabilities. Our customers, as well as us, are competing in the same space. We want to turn data and insights into actions in the fastest way possible, with the highest quality decisions and actions that can be taken upon, that are based on very granular data in very real time. And while we are productizing those, our customers are also wanting to act upon this data in real time and have the same capability needs. While we're acting as customer zero for doing all of these products in TransUnion, we've also launched some amazing products in the TruIQ product line, which is essentially opening up our platform to our customers. So we had great success in both of those, and I'd love to talk more details about the amazing path we're on in the last 2 years.
Yeah, well, let's talk about, you mentioned something at the conclusion of your answer there that I want to double click on a little bit further. You are, in fact, a customer of the OneTru platform, as you noted, a customer zero, if you will. Talk a bit about its use internally and the extent to which that has brought to bear insights as to how this might be used across the multiplicity of clients that you serve.
Yeah, so like I said, we have many products, which one of them is TruAudience, which is our rich marketing suite that is our marketing analytics suite that is centered around identity, around audience, around targeting, around measurement, about attribution, all of these products in the TruAudience product line are enabled by OneTru. Our fraud products, which are TruValidate series of products that encapsulate device risk, we've replatformed all of our fraud products on OneTru, and we have seen our real-time machine learning models that are collapsing all the silos across data sets, leveraging the entire breadth of the data sets. We've improved over a 50% improvement in fraud catch with a dramatic reduction in false positives. Amazing performance in our new fraud product line using TruValidate. And of course, everyone knows TransUnion to be a credit bureau. We are launching our credit products, our entire credit bureau built and enabled by OneTru platform. All of these have in common managing massive data across tens of thousands of sources, curating that data, and delivering these rich real-time products that are very cognitive. We have a lot of scores embedded in them, developing that entire value chain, the MLOps stack, being able to deliver that models, adaptive models in real time across these product cycle. So we launched our Factor Trust Credit Bureau in the US. We're now migrating our customers in the core US Credit Bureau, but our TruAudience and TruValidate products are already there. And we've launched TruIQ, which is opening up this platform as a SaaS service for our customers to leverage our capabilities at the intersection of our data and their first-party data in a truly unique private workspace of their own, which is instantiating the platform for their leverage. So there are many customers that are leveraging that SaaS version of the platform. So we're on an amazing journey creating for OneTru platform. We are potentially the biggest customer that could be larger than any other bank, managing tens of petabytes of data, over 15,000 attributes on every consumer, thousands of models, scores that are developed, and the governance and the life cycle of the models and the data elements. We are putting data governance, the model governance, the product life cycle of any data product. We've set out to build the best that's possible for an information services company, and our clients can leverage all of these capabilities through our TruIQ product suite. So yeah, we're having a lot of fun migrating, but customer migration is hard. Creating these new products is easy, but we're going through the process and have migrated a lot of customers and continuing to migrate some of the existing legacy products and customers on top of this platform.
Well, are there certain kinds of customers that have been the first to convert? Is there certain industries that have been particularly appropriate to do so, or is it really across the entire portfolio of customers?
The platform evolution of how it started, Peter, if I have to take it back to the Neustar days, the hypothesis of TransUnion's acquisition of Neustar's data in the marketing and risk business, but most importantly, the platform that we had, which we called OneID platform, combined with TransUnion's amazing data that we have, the breadth of the data, is going to be a winner. So we've evolved the OneID platform into expanded it over the last 2 years. And Neustar itself had several acquisitions, 7 or 8 acquisitions that they flattened through a platform and created a singular platform for all of the products that Neustar offered. We're now expanding to TransUnion scale, which is 10x, which is combining all of TransUnion's data in a well-governed, well-laid-out manner for across all of our product lines. And the last 2 years have added significant capabilities around AI assistants and others embedded in the platform to enable data ingestion of many, many complex formats and scaling it up to tens of thousands of sources to be able to take that data from and enable it to thousands of users. We have over 750 data scientists in our, across our company leveraging our platform. Hundreds of data ingestion, data onboarding resources using the platform. We have hundreds of data delivery resources that are using the workflow and the solutions to deliver data to our customers across the product lines. So like I said, every user in TransUnion starts their day and ends their day with a single pane of glass through this platform, either doing whatever the task across the product life cycle they're doing. So it's we're having a lot of fun, and the development started way before TransUnion, at Neustar, but we've evolved the platform and significantly added to the capabilities and evolved it to what it is now, OneTru, that is spanning across TransUnion.
Understood. Can you talk a bit about the team that surrounds you to deliver all that you've described? Must be a very talented team to be able to productize these, to develop a suite of products and develop a platform around that. Talk a bit about the team you lead, if you would.
Yeah, first to start with, the core is to develop such a transformation. We've moved from a IT like tech shop, delivering a very centralized data management, where data management and analytics is our core skill, but platform mindset wasn't there, right? So one of the biggest additions that we've done is the platform engineering teams. The OneTru, this entire data analytics value chain manifestation, and another platform that's called OneDev, which I have a CIO that manages the entire infrastructure layer abstraction, including how the developers do CI/CD, how they do shift left, looking at the vulnerabilities, managing the code. We've platformized that. We call it OneDev. So the developers across the company use a consistent methodology, applying consistent policies to do all software development across the company, and deployment, whether it is hybrid cloud, multi-cloud, whether it's for private cloud or across AWS or GCP, how we deploy all of our products and platforms is consistent. We call that OneDev platform. It's managed by one of my direct reports, who is the CIO of the organization, and partnering closely with our CISO, who is also part of my team that manages global information security. On top of that, we have an engineering leader that manages our OneTru platform. That is the core common capabilities, 80% of the capabilities that built this OneTru data management, data analytics value chain platform. On top of that are product engineering teams that are closely working with each business product team that are enabling the specific use case, specific value chain activity that are monetized as products. So the product engineering teams are finishing up that 20% specific use cases, APIs, whether it is data workflows with our clients to make a particular monetization use case happen. And of course, we have regional teams, which are international CIO, where we're 28 countries. 80% of our revenue still is from US, but across the globe, we operate over in 30 countries, managed by an international CIO. And we have obviously my chief of staff and program management to orchestrate all of this transformation. These are some of the critical roles across the organization that are making this happen. And most recently, we've realized the importance of the platform product management, working closely with the product management and the go-to-market teams, right? To be able to think through the common layer and manage the platform and manage the product management of the platform itself. So that is a very critical capability. We've added a gentleman that we've hired that has 17 years experience at Amazon as acting as customer zero. We're very excited to have him on board because he worked both at Amazon and AWS for over 17 years. We're very excited to have him to really think through around the corner and think through the platform capabilities itself in a very product-centric thinking.
Very, very nice. As you look to the future of Venkat, what are some trends that particularly intrigue you, given the amount of thought you've given to the platform that's as it evolves, the products that get integrated into it? I imagine you spend a lot of time thinking about the trends that are on the rise that might impact future iterations of this. What excites you as you look to the future?
Yeah, as we originally, thought of these platform capabilities, Peter, it was low code, everything through a UI, managing a complex data set, thinking through inspecting that data set, thinking through all the running ML on it to be able to inspect and identify all the patterns of the data that exist in this and assist in onboarding through a workflow that is very low code, whether it is data onboarding, whether it's entity resolution. It's a very low code configuration driven platform that you can develop multiple products on top of it. This is not immune to all the AI activity that's going on. While we have great low code interfaces, we're opening up multimodal conversational ability to do each one of the tasks, embedding a human in the loop AI assistants across this platform, whether it's a data onboarding assistant, whether it is our ability to navigate a rack-based assistant to be able to help you do anything within the platform, be able to search through the help documentation, thousands of pages of help documentation, simple things like that, to be able to create complex orchestration workflows through just having a conversation, embedding all of the compliance and governance rules attached to it. So making it a very easy process to make sure everybody operates in a high governance, high compliance mode. So these agents are embedded now. We're operating at scale with a human in the loop, giving a productivity boost to things that they've gone through using 5 or 6 screen workflow. Now having a conversation through the agent to be able to develop these complex elements and the manifestation of whether it's an onboarding manifestation or a different model development, for example, cutting down days of work to hours to develop a new targeting model or a new behavioral model. And it's like being able to do that in generate that in hours as opposed to days worth of tasks. So to me, evolving from there, one of the big things we're excited about as well, as you can imagine, we are dealing with tens of billions of interactions every day, consumer interactions every day. We are ingesting over 50 billion real-time interactions every day and curating them to and attaching them to 300 million consumers, especially if we talk about the US. And then reasoning about all of these interactions and thinking through what the knowledge graph of the future is going to be. What is an ontology of a company? What is the knowledge graph? How do you put this such that organize the data with the appropriate semantic layer so an AI agent can reason upon everything that we're doing, either it is developing a new model, next best action model. You don't have to have a data scientist develop it. If you enrich enough information, you can have an easy transition from a human to an AI agent and an AI agent back to the human, because we have the good governance and rich catalog of this semantic information, both at the data layer, the modeling layer, and the action layer, and connecting and thinking through all of them. So we're very excited about what an agentic workflow could be, but leveraging and how an agent can work on this rich context of information that we have, but also making it seamlessly exist within a human in the loop environment. What an AI agent picks up, how it hands it over to a human, and then picks up the task. I envision rich workflows from an agentic environment into a human in the loop environment, and have this very rich interaction between humans, being able to take off the mundane tasks, but have humans be doing very purposeful work. And I'm very excited about the level of R&D we're doing in these things and the early results we're seeing to be able to have this rich knowledge graphs and being able to have human workflows and AI workflows coexist in a seamless manner.
Yeah, fascinating. I wanted to ask before I let you go, anything you've recently read, watched, and or listened to that you would recommend to others, Venkat?
I've read, I've rereading, Nawal Ravikant's almanac, basically, his principles, and Nawal is AngelList co-founder, is put his principles down, or breaking it down to the fundamentals. It's always a good read, and I get to pick up his thoughts. But I listen to your podcast, many podcasts. I consume a lot of information through podcasts, Peter. And I'm a big fan of this long podcast, Lex Friedman's podcast. Recently with the Anthropic co-founder, it's like he's done such rich things, from talking to politicians to talking to the people that are in the AI space, creating and revolutionizing tech. So I've enjoyed Lex Friedman's podcasts, and I highly recommend those. Very long, but very satisfying, to listen to the rich conversations.
Great recommendations, all, Venkat. And thank you so much for taking time with me today. It's been a pleasure to hear more about your story, the remarkable innovations you and your team are sparking. And I'm wishing you all the best and look forward to staying in touch.
Thank you, Peter. Appreciate the opportunity.